extremely.
Daughters.
Do you want to be the? No, Mateo?
Yeah. They're working there.
Yeah. That comes from Olivia. Are we ready?
See how she.
Yeah, strike it. Strike of the hour.
But usually like, it's pretty rare that we're all here.
Oh, no. It's a nice sunny night, I guess.
Yeah, normally. Joanne's blowing in,
Yeah, the last minute. I
up
got.
on two wheels through the parking lot.
It's very true.
Let me know when.
Today I didn't have to go far. I was home. I got home earlier.
You have an office up here.
No, I just go for the board meetings.
You can use my desk. I'll stay there.
Usually, I was there Friday. I go, it's like usually 2 times a month at the airport a day. I go to the office 1 to 2 times a week, and then I'm in the field. So I'm at home. It's interesting.
I don't like working.
I do, because no one can ask me questions.
All right, just one moment. Maybe
They're so wild.
figure this out.
At home.
And home.
Oh, it's
Like people are knocking on my door. Like,
We don't have it because we just the 2 of us and the dog.
You have a different chair?
Pretty quiet.
Or maybe.
Sometimes it's more than some.
I can't, but I'll go backwards anymore.
I
I
have
thought of you.
a
It's like.
bunch of kids outdoor toys, wiffle ball bats.
Yeah, it's a-
Football stuff. Any interest?
If you.
Yeah, when you see your stuff, you're like, oh.
Like just keep delivering things down your way.
Dump it, like, yeah, like, because half the stuff's already in our lawn anyway.
I keep bringing kid stuff down to his house. And now
Oh,
he's-
so if we find any kid stuff, we just.
It's bring it back.
And we're getting.
Well, it's not picking up the items today, Dad.
Oh, because the camera's turned sideways.
It's not tracking.
Right at me, that's why.
That's what we requested. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, keep me out of it.
There you
go.
Got it.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're good?
He's leaving.
Okay, welcome to the June 2026 Village of Fayetteville Planning Board. We have one item on the agenda, few different ways we want to hit it. Let's see. First, if you could, I want to get an update from you in advance of this. The plan that you presented back in October.
Yeah.
I want to get an update on everything that you've done
Okay,
and where you are with all those projects.
get the electrical done, the plumber is doing the plumbing right now. The guy in the fixing the wall, so. The putting, and then the sanding, then they're gonna paint. I'm still waiting for the flooring guy to update me on that. The ramp guy is, just remove all the stumps in the front, so he's gonna begin doing the ramp probably this week, I think.
Okay.
So, about it,
You have a contractor doing that?
the ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm getting too tired, can't do all the work myself.
I don't blame you. I
So
get
I'm
that.
just one person, so I'm getting too tired.
You've done a lot of work on the property.
Yeah.
A lot of it yourself.
So I've been doing it for a year and a half and I'm getting too tired.
What else? What about tree planting, stuff like that around the property?
So I just bought some more rhododendron and peonies, stuff like that. And I planted zinnias in front of the retaining wall that we're gonna discuss later. And Lysum in front, so things are growing well, so they're growing up.
Okay, was any of that stuff on that original plan?
No, I didn't, because I didn't know that I need to build a retaining wall because when I was working in the front, I noticed after it rains, it washed all the debris and gravel. So that causes a lot, the sidewalk from my house to be very dirty. So I had to sweep that all the time. So I decided that I had to solve that problem. So that's why I built a retaining wall. I didn't know I needed approval, so I'm sorry for that. So now all the water wash off the sidewalk and all the gravel wash off the sidewalk, so prevent anyone from tripping on gravel or debris that wash on the sidewalk.
What about the trees along the back of your property? Gotten those in yet?
Yes, I got the arborvitae trees and the row in the back, but they're
Green
small.
giants.
What was the question?
Were the green giants?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, so they're in, but they're just small, so it's still needs time to grow.
Okay, but how Were they like saplings when you put them in or?
They're this high,
Okay,
so.
okay. What else are on the property? Anything else that you've done that wasn't on that plan?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
This retaining wall is the only thing that
Yeah.
you've done that wasn't on that plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So now tell us about this retaining wall.
Yeah, like I said, no, I only built that because of the, last time it rains and wash debris and gravel onto the sidewalk. So, that's why I decided to build this 20-inch retaining wall to keep that, from happening. So, hopefully people walk by won't have to walk on dirt and gravel and potentially falling from that. So, that's why I decided to build that.
It's not anything that I'd noticed before.
Where did the
walking by.
gravel come from? The driveway, you mean?
It was a lot of the driveway I think they used to do something with the grass and there used to be a lot, when I dig it up, there was a lot of stuff underneath it. Like whole thing they just bury underneath there, so I think they just covered with gravel and then planted grass over it. So I think that's where it came from. But I'm not sure, because
Wait, is it that the grass was keeping it from spilling over and then you remove the grass and then that created the?
well, the grass was growing over into the sidewalk. So when it rains, it washes onto the sidewalk. So that's why I had to make it like an inch lower than the sidewalk, so that way it washes off the sidewalk instead onto the sidewalk.
How did you build it? What is it?
Well, you have to dig it, you have to level it, and then put some gravel underneath it. Then put your it's just cement blocks, so you put on top of one another.
Is there any footings or how far down did you dig?
Yes, I put down about 6 to 8 inches.
Okay. Okay.
Or like one block or like a concrete board footing or like what's?
Just blocks. There is nothing permanent, so it can be removed, it needs to be removed. So it's just blocks that I put down, but I have to level it first before I put it down.
I didn't notice that we got an updated survey. Survey that we received when we have them before didn't show the DOT setback. Did you have an updated survey done?
The DOT,
Yeah, the Department of Transportation has rights to the space from, say, for example, the curb
yeah,
into your property. And in that space, nothing can be built. So I'm asking if, did you ever get an updated survey since the last time you were here?
well, I have the survey, but I don't know what because it's 4.5 feet away from the sidewalk.
But that doesn't cover what the DOT setback is.
Uh-huh.
So first off, there's different levels of surveys.
Yeah.
You can get topo survey, you can get different levels of surveys.
Mhm.
That survey didn't include, and it was an older survey.
Mhm.
So.
Well,
one of
that
the things-
survey, I'm not sure when that was done.
24, I believe it said. When,
Was it 24?
yeah,
Didn't have.
yeah, they didn't, looks like it was probably for the real estate purchase, so it was an instrument survey, I think.
Uh-huh.
And so it wouldn't show, like, the survey would actually have to look up the DOT right away off of Genesee Street. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, it's not on the architectural or that. I mean, it shows the property line.
Because you're on Route 5, a state route.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's certain
It's the
buildings
state.
that are built, they're pre-existed, they're built within the setback because it goes back so far away from the street.
yeah.
So the reason the properties on either side of you don't have things like retaining walls
Huh.
is because that is within the DOT right of way. You don't have the right to build there.
Uh-huh.
So a problem that we have right now with this is that it's within that space. We actually don't have the authorization to even approve
And
that.
we didn't send it to the county. We did send it to the county for their review when it was this application, but we never. This wasn't on it, so they would have to go back through them again.
And because you didn't propose a retaining wall before, that not being on it, if you were requesting approval for a retaining wall back in October,
Mhm.
we would have said, we need this updated survey.
Okay.
We felt that, look, you're working hard on a property.
Yeah.
I wish we had 10 more of you in the village working on
Mhm.
other properties. But in this case, where that wasn't on that original site plan.
Yeah.
We weren't able to discuss it. It hasn't gone and we can't see where that line is.
So I have to find what the line is.
Well,
The
that's,
surveyor does.
the surveyor does.
Yeah.
That's one part of it. I would also say, looking at your application and design, I have concerns about the design. I have concerns about the structure not having a footing. I have concerns about the DOT right of way. I have concerns that it was done without approval. Presented a whole site plan, a lot of good stuff.
Mhm.
And the retaining wall wasn't on it. Are there any other retaining walls that you've done in the back of the property since you bought the property?
Well, the one you saw was, before I, submit the plans.
The one in the back.
Yeah, that's the one that goes around
The one that I submitted, before I, submit.
Was that built the same way?
Yes.
So it's just
well, it's
gravel.
Yeah, because I look up the code for New York State, if it's anything 4 feet or lower, you don't need any plans for that. Because it's, it's not considered dangerous. If you have anything 4 feet or higher, then you need to have, a plan for that, a permit for that from the state.
But did you do any sort of footing or anything else on?
Yeah, the footing was the gravel, it's always the gravel as the footing, so you put
It
on.
has to go down below frost to be a footing, so we'd have to go 36 inches at least.
Here, the frost line's about 30, is it 40 or 36 inches?
Most of the time it'll go 40 inches, but the frost usually gets to 36. But we could usually say 4 feet for a foundation for a retaining wall that's, like you said, over 4 foot
Yeah,
high.
yeah.
But it is required site plan, so the village actually has a requirement that all structures have to be reviewed with a plan.
Mhm.
So it's not really true that New York State, because the village has, its own requirements you would have to follow. So we're just like a building, we require a cross-section detail for the wall as well as the finish, in the code, it says you can't use a cement block on the exterior because it's really an interior material that usually puts something over the top of.
Mhm.
So these are all things that if you had this on the plan, we would have been able to give you guidance.
Well, with this retaining wall in the front, if if I reduce it to more like a border, would that still be okay, or because it's not permanent?
I was gonna say, you would still run into the question of,
It would just be
Because-
like stones that I put in front that can be removed anytime.
well, the issue is, right, that because it's the residential business district, it has to look like the other residential buildings and is surrounded. Because nobody has that type of stone, it doesn't match what's surrounding it. So I think that might be also a
Agreed.
problem.
Agreed. It's not consistent with the character in that area.
Mhm.
And it is, even if you were to change the material, the neighboring properties don't have that. We're still within the DOT right of way. So we've still got a variety of issues with it. For this application, because of where it is, we actually can't approve it.
Mhm.
We don't have the right to approve it.
Okay.
Ted, do you disagree?
I mean, do we need to have them go specifically find out that it's within the DOT right away, or because
Well,
technically
I
that's
think
not?
our code enforcement officer put a call in, right, to DOT to find out where it is for his purposes.
But the reality is, you should have, because you're doing work on a house that is right on a main road on Route 5, you should get a full survey. You should know where all those setbacks are. Call the survey company that did this one and tell them you need to know where all the setbacks are, where everything is. That's the start, but also know that if, any retaining wall, if you want it to last more than a couple of years, you need to be down below the frost line.
Mhm.
I have concerns with the retaining wall and back not being below the frost line. Especially given that I believe you're planning to open a business in there, right?
Yeah.
A nail salon.
Yeah.
But I have some concerns with, that's between you and Mike Jones. As for this application, we can't approve this because of one DOT and a handful of other things. So as I see it, this is two parts, this application, then we'll get to the fact that it was done prior and the resolution, what to do about it.
Is there a sign permit for this application Do we know, Patty?
No, I haven't submitted the sign application. Yet. I'm doing it in the next couple of weeks because I hire a company to do the sign similar to the one next door, the brown house next
So the
door.
one that's there, the one that used to be in the lawn?
Yes,
You
it used to
just
be
moved it into there?
the cat's hospital sign.
Yeah, so you just took it off, the information off of the sign?
I didn't take it off. They took it off. I didn't take it off.
Oh,
Whoever
okay.
did it took it off. I didn't take it
Okay.
off.
We haven't received that application yet.
Yeah, for the sign, I'll have it in the next few weeks.
Does it have anything on it right now, or is it just the?
Just a number.
The address.
Just the address. Well, let's hit this application first. The application in front of us, and I'll make a motion. There's two parts to this. First, I'm gonna make a motion to deny the application that's before us on the grounds that. First off, it's likely within the DOT right of way. We don't know based on the survey. It's an incomplete app based on the needs of that updated survey and knowing where that is. Incomplete design details, inconsistent with adjacent properties. As built by design and structure. Inconsistent with village character. And code, thank you. And fact that it was started and completed without site plan approval. Anything else that we feel needs to be added to this as for reasons that I'm proposing this, but
I mean,
anything else?
sure, on the application itself, it doesn't exactly explain how the issue that it was built for sort of was generated and how this particularly solves it.
Do you feel that incomplete application covers that? And if not,
More
Just-
detail, more
just
detail.
more details as it relates to the cause and and how this proposed retaining wall solved it, the solution.
okay,
What was, I think what. Just to take a pause, I think what John is saying. Oh,
John.
John,
I mean,
I said.
No, but I was in the wit, I want him to know.
What John was saying was, or the concern he has is what was the gravel and dirt always going over the sidewalk?
Always.
is there another way it could have been solved other than building
I
a?
mean, how,
this
like,
retaining-
yeah, like in your photo, this was grass right to the edge of the sidewalk, so I'm trying to understand where. It seems like the gravel is coming from somewhere else, cause you have a paved driveway.
Well, the driveway was really broken up.
Yeah.
There was some gravel there on the side. It might have been
I
that.
think,
There is
I think
gravel
some
on
of it was
the edge.
washed off from my neighbor next door. Because they're, because it's downhill.
Okay.
Washed from there too. Multiple places.
Okay. Like I haven't noticed that issue,
Complete lawn
and I haven't
is
noticed.
To stop
Mhm.
erosion,
And you said there was gravel underneath the grass.
but that wouldn't come out.
I mean, if it's underneath grass,
Yeah.
it's locked.
I mean,
in.
I assume the gravel was there for some kind of drainage.
I bet it came from the side, cause somebody put it, see, you're not supposed to have parking in the front yard in this zone, and it looks like somebody put a parallel parking lane in along the front driveway. So maybe the water washed down from there and carried.
Not from, not from the entrance of the property, but towards the upper part where the grass is.
By the. deck.
Up here?
By the, the physical therapy place, towards
Okay.
that down.
That's the next building. This one used to be an account.
Now there is, now there is. So that's why I'm thinking, it's coming from, this is all gravel, this whole side.
Mike's comment was
Somebody
that-
put it in there.
Is that the other part was repaved, but that part's like broken up pavement and was just never retreated. So
It's
that's,
definitely gravel, like.
It was definitely all gravel
Yeah,
there, cause
somebody
the
put-
part that you guys approved for the parking space, when I dig the grass up to put in that part.
Yeah.
That was all gravel underneath.
well, it might have underneath the grass.
Yeah, underneath the grass, there was something there before.
Sorry, someone approved the parking space in front?
We're not, yeah, we have to check to see if it was previously approved through the zoning board, because it's not. parking in the front yard is not allowed without a variance. And I think that the one next door might even have a variance, because if you, they can't really make a handicap accessible from the back on these sites. So technically, if someone asked for a variance, it might be approved if they had accessible entrance. But technically, we shouldn't have approved that.
But if we vary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was the variance because I was putting in the handicap ramp in there.
So you would have to go to a different board for variance. But I think Mike was thinking that the gravel that's along the side was somebody put in for parking, but now it has to be checked to see if there was a variance. I don't think Patty's had time to do that at this point, but we'll have to check. This variance is run with the land.
Mhm.
So you would have, if you get a variance, the next owner also gets the variance.
Because the property next door has that parking space in the front.
Yeah, we could check to see if they have a variance.
And chances are they went through the same process.
Or it's
and got the
before,
variance a
long time
long time ago.
Because when I dig it up, there was gravel all the way over.
Mhm.
The way over.
Across the front of you know where I live?
Yeah,
The whole front of my house, anywhere I dig.
Yeah.
Is gravel.
Yeah.
Because there used to be a horse carriage thing around the house.
yeah,
So anywhere I dig, it's packed gravel.
Sounds like fun.
It's a good time.
Yeah,
You
it's a
should
good
do
time.
this. Bring the kids and dig.
Everything in
Would-
Fayetteville is like an act.
So getting a dump load of dirt, would that solve the problem or not?
If you just, no, 2 inches of, or what is it, 6 inches?
It would, but not right.
Six inches of just right soil right across the whole thing, just clear cut everything, and then like 12 inches of soil. That'll solve all your problems.
You spread it. All right, any other thoughts on the front retaining wall application?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's something that. Approve because it's in the right way. Something they have to approve.
Well,
I guess it's more the issue, right, that it was built without an approval. I mean, it's before us because it was built without an approval. But if we were to look at it today, we can't approve it for the number of reasons he pointed out.
Yeah,
right, what I'm trying to do is give clarity on. The DOT thing is a bit gray, but as of
But
right
even
now.
if it is, even if the DOT right of way is in front of the wall. It still would require us to look at our code, and it doesn't meet the code right now.
Agreed,
So
that's
it's
why.
kind of a moot point. Even if DOT doesn't reject it, we would have to reject it.
Correct. So I'm trying to give that now.
Yes.
I thought. That's my motion based on design inconsistent with character, inconsistent with zoning. Handful of reasons. That's why I have that motion out.
Okay. Second.
Second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
so I'll remove that and then, but can I plant some stuff there or is that not acceptable?
based on your site plan that you submitted so far that you have approval
Yeah.
for. That's what you can do. So as of right now, so the next steps, and this is a bit of a process.
Yeah.
Understand, I wish I had 10 more people like you in the village, all as my neighbors doing their work. I do have one who hangs the circus and it's awesome what you do. But
My neighbors came over and
So-
swinging.
they did.
Yes.
I have a ladder for you, by the way, this ladder. So a bit of a process. The board is going to request code officer to issue an order to remedy the violation. You already mentioned you'll get rid of it. It's a process. It'll be 15 days from today, or then you'll be issued a court appearance. Ted, am I right in the way I'm saying this?
Yeah, I think technically the code officer usually gives 30 days.
Okay, okay.
But
So 30
the
days.
process,
But you'll hear from Mike, you already got it, you already said it, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate the work you're putting into this. What I would say is, what you can do is based on that site plan approval that you did.
Yeah.
If there's something else you wanna do, and it's
Well, he
because
has
of
a
where
sign
you are.
permit coming in,
Yeah, you've got a sign permit coming in, so
Yeah.
maybe that's your next opportunity to, if you wanna do other plantings in front, put it in there, but
I mean,
again, if you,
really, if you go by the code, what the plantings would be for this zone, you're supposed to screen the parking from neighboring views.
Mhm.
So like you showed on your plan, a screen on one side and a screen on the other. You could do a screen on this part, but you have to keep in mind you're snow plowing that.
Yeah.
But there wouldn't be any planting. If you look at the street, the planting itself is just street tree planting on our streets. But if you did something around the sign, you could. Some people do that.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be like removal of all the grass. Like the grass is the whole idea of the streetscape there.
Yeah.
Cause this is not a private home. That's the difference, I think, that's hard to understand is. Where we live or I live, it's just a residential neighborhood. I have more flexibility what I can do. When you buy a commercial property. That you are living in, right? You're gonna live and work out of it.
Mhm.
You have a little less flexibility with what you can do in the front of it because it's part of that zoning district. So when you have things you wanna do, they should all be on the plan, just like plan review. Now you can plant things, but if you start planting things out in the front area.
Mhm.
That's gonna start to impact the character, so. That's what I would recommend is if you're thinking of doing something, put it on your. Sign permit so that it could be looked at as part of the sign permit.
but even leading up to that, he's gotta know where that DOT line is.
Yes,
You've gotta
yeah.
get an updated survey with that.
I'm guessing where the signs are is probably pretty close to it,
Yeah.
that's why they're there.
When the financial guy presented his, was a line on his,
Yeah, he kept the sign in its existing location though, so
they showed that.
I'm pretty sure he had the line show.
It might be a simple change by your surveyor.
Well, well, we don't know, but talking about the DOT, the house next door to me, their sign is all the way up. Pretty much close to the sidewalk, so, I would assume that goes on for all.
That's kind of what we're saying, but it might have been a pre-existing
Yeah, like if
condition.
they're old, then
Yeah.
it could be before someone
Might have
actually
been.
reviewed it. So you're saying like these two look like they're similar in where they are.
Yeah. But the other sign, the other side, on the other side of the house,
Isn't he the one who just came in? The other
yeah,
side?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
his
accountant's
is-
office.
His was set back quite a bit. I was surprised he was gonna leave it there, but I don't know if it's further back, I think, than yours, isn't it?
No,
I think it's closer to.
it's closer to the sidewalk.
If you get an updated survey, it'll solve a lot of
Yeah.
this for you. That is a big thing right
With
now.
the
'cause you don't know where it's
Department,
supposed to
New
go.
York State Department of Transportation line on it.
Yeah. Just tell your surveyor, you need your survey updated with your DOT setback.
With all the setback, or just the.
I would tell them,
Yeah.
like, if you're on the property.
What a setback that are usually on, that are labeled on that, you know?
Any kind of utility easements.
Front setbacks, side setbacks, because on each side, you can only be so close with structure to your neighbor.
Yeah.
If there's any, there's utility, I don't think there's easements there, but you never know. The problem with the instrument survey is they don't do all that. That's what we got today.
Uh-huh.
They don't do everything. It's just about the boundary.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me that it was. Did you buy it in 24?
What year is it? Yes,
None of us can.
yes, I
answer
think
that.
so, yeah,
Yeah, so that's
September two
probably
thousand
why it's
twenty-four.
dated 24. Probably, they don't always come back out and check either, surveyors. Sometimes they do a drive-by and just change the date, so.
Yeah, yeah, that's all I got with that, so.
Yeah,
Okay, that's your next
and
step.
if it was, and remember in the beginning, we were asking about drainage. That survey didn't have contours on it, so it's
Yeah.
hard for us to help you understand where did that gravel come from? There were contours on here, we could see where the land is going,
Mhm.
but at this point, we just we did without.
Yeah.
Cause it was already built.
Okay,
All right,
all right, thank you.
thank you. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, no problem.
So that notice from Mike. The request of that notice from Mike had a wake to go to tonight, so he couldn't be here. Patty, Ted, who does that come from to go to Mike and officially request that?
I'll just keep it wording.
Perfect.
We'll have know what transpired here this evening.
And he gets it.
Sounds gonna take,
Yeah, he gets, I mean, thing went up in like,
it's a shame,
Days.
but
Yeah.
that he worked so hard on it, but fortunately, it won't be that long.
Right.
Anyway,
the other one back. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see, minutes.
so
Whatever-
Patty.
Whatever Joanne
So
said.
so those minutes were
Everybody's
basically
looking
the
at you.
ones that I revised that look like.
We all do.
Yeah, they
Okay, yeah, so I agree with them, I don't know about the rest of
Okay.
it, but basically. What I wanted to ask you is, was it pretty clear what I was saying, is like get it down to more or less. What happened in a concise way, so you didn't spend 10 hours on it?
Okay, because that's contrary to the original direction I was given to be very, very specific.
Well, it is specific, but
But I mean,
less,
I've taken minutes for
yeah,
many, many years. I did all of the New York State
Yeah.
DOT, I-81 project minutes. I've never had as many problems with minutes as I've had with these. Tonight I'm doing minutes my way. So I've gone back to what I've done. So we'll see how
Yeah,
things turn out
do that.
tonight.
okay.
If you
Sounds
get the minutes, you just put some kind of disclaimer that says, you know, this is a summary of the events that occurred. There's a transfer, a recording available
Ooh.
for
Yeah,
anyone
that makes sense.
interested
Oh, I
to
like that.
review.
Yeah,
Cause yeah, you're always welcome.
You were just
You
thinking,
know,
a legal disclaimer right on the end.
yeah,
Good idea.
but yeah,
yeah, that's a
everybody
great
should
idea.
know that. They can verify the accuracy of your minutes by reviewing the recordings that are available.
Right,
I'm gonna say that in every email. That's something I
there
said.
you go, Ted, it's made our lives easier in so many ways.
Oh, yeah.
All right, but we need a motion, make a motion.
So we're gonna approve March and April.
Yep.
I agree too.
Motion to approve March and April's meeting minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
These shouldn't be bad tonight. These are
Right.
great.
Are we good, Patty? Anything else for tonight?
Motion to,
The next meeting would be July 6th.
oh, okay, great. Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. What's our 32 minutes?
I wanna know what the big hole is in front of the restaurant down there. They
Wait, which
never
one?
mentioned they were gonna have to put in a.
Oh, you mean the,
Papagayo?
yeah,
So I know we wanted the front done and they ripped it
Are
apart.
we-
Was that
No, that's a
Right.
hole, like they went under the bill.
Yeah, no,
like with all the broken glass?
they've gone into the parking lot right there.
is that where those like, those retaining wall things that they were talking about building was?
No, that's the other side.